All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the Sky's the Limit call. My name is Stephen Yee. I am your host today. Before we get started into having our topic of conversation, which are our internet leads, and to be able to have Matt, Sam, and Jordan on this call, I wanted to go over a few announcements. Number one, our annual convention is coming up in February. It is free. So for those of you that haven't had a chance to register yet, I would go to fflconvention.com, select the agency you work with. So if you work in our group, FFL SkyPoint is the agency that is prompted when you get on there. But here's the cool part. For some of you guys that have been to, some of these conferences with other companies or whatever it may be before, you know that you can pay $300, $400, $500 for a ticket, right? And so here's the nice part. Our conferences are free, number one. And number two, we don't just have one keynote speaker, we have six. And like the six keynote speakers that we have would make the agenda for everybody else's list, right? So for example, Alex Rodriguez, Yankee, baseball player, not a bad guy to have, right? Businessman. Pastor Matthew runs one of the largest charities and churches out in LA called the Dream Center, one of the best speakers you'll ever hear. Jocko Willink, U.S. Navy SEAL, turned businessman, not a bad one. Damon John from Shark Tank, right? This is our second year with the Shark on our panel. Mr. Accountability himself, Mr. Dave Anderson. Yo, man, if Dave Anderson's speaking, try not to get offended, because he will get you straight and get you into moving, if that makes sense. And then we have Fly Girl, Vernice Armour. She's basically the first African-American female to fly a fighter plane or fighter helicopter. I don't remember what it was. In the military. So it's pretty cool. We have all these wonderful guest speakers. And so if you haven't got a chance yet, please go to FFLconvention.com, register for conference, select your agency. Here's what I will tell you, okay? It costs $9 million to put this event on. I asked because I'm curious, right? It's free for you to attend. Right? Just the guest speakers alone cost over $950,000. And so I say that because most of y'all have, all these ads that run on your Instagram and Facebooks where they're like, hey, come to our event and it's $495 and it's $997 and blah, 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 blah. Hey, y'all get this one for free. So if it's free, it's for me. That's what I've always said. So me personally. But anyways, let's get going. Once again, guys, hey, welcome to the Sky's the Limit call. My name is Stephen Yee. I am your host today. I'm excited to be able to have, some of our agents be able to hop on and kind of share with you guys what's been working really, really well in the field. The other thing I can say too is, here at Family First Life, we don't get a service, $600 million worth of business and clients a year without asking our friends and family, if we don't have a lead platform to be able to sustain that. Does that kind of make sense? And so today, I'm very excited to be able to share with you guys, not just a brand new lead, but something that's tested and tried, right? I'm not a fan of going, hey, everybody, there's a new lead, you should go buy it. I think that's the worst way we can, pitch our agents and our clients, because what happens is if that lead vendor doesn't work, you just lost your credibility. Does that make sense, Matt? And so I'm very big on that. My whole thing is if there's a new lead vendor, I'm going to spend my own money, run it, test it, do all that stuff. And then when it works, and then I can start sharing with our agents. So one of the newest leads that we do have today is from our CRM, the ILC, the Integrity Lead Center. It's called a real-time campaign internet lead. Here's the beauty of this lead. It's only $9. And so I'm going to take myself out of the way. I'm going to interview some of these guys. But the other thing too is, one of the common objections that I hear at Family First Life is well, Matt's a Hall of Fame producer. He can sell anything. Well, that's why we got 3 different people at 3 different writing levels to be able to share their experiences with you guys. So, Matt, I'm gonna let you kick us off, man. You've been in the industry for how long? 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years. 10 years. It's been a long time, man. I can't believe it.
Right. So you've ran every type of lead possible.
There is not a lead type I have not run across that I have not bought and tried to run. So the answer is 100%, bro.
Right. So, recently, I want to say about 3-4 weeks ago, we kind of had the conversation about these real-time internet leads. Matter of fact, you and I were talking about it at lunch, and we were like, hey, I don't know about the hype on them. I'm going to go run it myself first. They are internet leads. We'll see. And then it was like the next day, you just couldn't stop texting me the results from what happened in the field. So can you kind of share with everybody, you know, what your initial thoughts were and all that stuff when you got into that?
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for letting me jump on your call, man. I really appreciate it. And just so everyone knows, Stephen E's a real, like, he's a rock star when it comes to this business. So if you're going to get some advice from someone about sales, it's definitely going to be Stephen E. So I am definitely a person that will try any type of lead. But I believe that if I'm going to promote it to my team, that I need to try it first. I'm very much, I'm not going to recommend something to you if I don't see the results on it. That's not to mean that my results are going to be your results. That does not mean that. That just means that I'm not going to recommend something to you if I've never tried it myself. I'm just not going to. And I actually was kind of blown away by it because a lot of times we get pushed. I feel like sometimes we get pushed leads that other people are not actually working themselves. And so these internet leads, they caught me off guard because we've had instant internet leads, and we've had 1 to 3 month old leads, and we've had mortgage leads, and we've had Facebook leads, and everyone's kind of going like, what type of lead should I try right now? I don't know. Every lead works. Every lead works. Let's just get that out of the way now. All leads work and all leads don't work.
Yeah.
Just so we're all clear. All leads are great and all leads suck. It just is what it is. It's a matter of your mindset and what you're going to accomplish with that lead. And so, but a short story like we were talking about. So Steve and I were at lunch, and Sam is actually the one, he kept talking about these real-time leads. And Sam, I'm not gonna lie to you, man, we were like, well, all right, if Sam can do this.
Sam, that's messed up. I trust him.
You do it. I'm going to try it, because Sam kept posting on our nucleus about all of the success he's having with these real-time leads. And we're like, all right, Sam. All right, let's find out. So dude, so simple story. So I bought 30 of them. Okay. Just a small sample size, because in Las Vegas, which is where I'm from, it's hard to get local leads. Just so you all know, it just is. Facebook is inundated with people. Everyone knows this. Like, if you're on Facebook, everyone in the world's got a new lead program that they're going to offer to sell you. Okay. So Vegas is hard to get mortgage leads. It's hard to get Facebook leads. It's just a hard market to run. And so I got local leads because I was like, all right, if I'm going to really see how these are going to work, then I'm going to really see how these are going to work. So I signed up for 30 leads, and it was on a Tuesday. I signed up. I had all 30 leads by Wednesday. I'd already made my first sale by Wednesday night. That's how fast they came in. So I only had to spend $273 on leads, and I 10x'd my profit the very first day off of these leads. I'm not saying that's going to happen for you. I'm just saying that that's what happened for me. So, and then that kind of led into, okay, well, maybe these will work. And then I kind of just escalated from there to where I'm still getting different types of leads. I am not a one type of lead person. I'm going to get multiple lead resources, and I'm going to use everything I can. So I'm getting mortgage leads, and I'm getting some final expense leads, but half of my leads now are the real-time campaign leads.
See, that's the crazy part, right, Matt? Like, one of the things that I've always said is, like, I've never replaced, I've just added when it came to leads. Like, whatever I'm working, let me add another one. I don't just go, hey, these are so great, let me get rid of everything I'm doing just for these leads, because when they don't work well, then
what are you gonna do? So right. It's my logic is thinking like this. Like, if you're a part-time agent, you're not just going to quit your job to go full-time in the insurance industry. It's better for you to build your income up, replace your income, and then go full-time. Right. So I see the real-time campaign is kind of the similar. So like, if this actually works out and I can get a consistent lead flow every single week where I don't have to think about it and it just comes in, then yes, maybe I can subtract from a different lead source, but the amount of money I invest in leads will not change. It'll stay the same.
Right. And see, that's the cool part was, one of the things that I've always said when I was running the field was, when your lead bill is on autopilot, your cash flow is also on autopilot. Because many people in our business get very emotional about investing in leads. Hey, they got $1,000 this week, they can put in $750. Hey, next week they only got $350, Matt, so they only buy $200 this week. And because of that fluctuation, so does their production and so does their deposits. When $1,000 comes out of your account every single week, you're forced to work. Like, because it'd be foolish not to. Mark Mead says, activate the work. if you spent, like, for those of you on the call, if you spent $1,000 and all these leads came in, you wouldn't just sit there. You'd be like, I'm either out of $1,000 or get your butt to work. Right. And so that was healthy for me, especially when I was brand new, because I didn't have the discipline and the accountability to be able to go, hey, on Mondays, I do this, on Thursdays, I do this. So, one of the things I love about this program is that it comes in as much, and you can set it for how many you want, which is nice, right? You can cap it, you can do all that stuff. And we'll show you guys in a little bit when I log into the CRM to literally show you how to get them. But Matt, you're 100% right. Like for brand new agents, like the other thing was, dude, it's $9. And they come in real time.
Dude, $9 comes in immediately. No waiting period. So you sign up, you're going to get leads. Just be prepared for this. And it's, folks, what I've noticed is, like, you're still going to get your, like, we're going to get into the objections, all that kind of stuff, I'm sure of it. But what you'll notice is you're going to get your laydowns.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for life insurance. So you're the life insurance agent calling a life insurance lead. So, like, yeah, you're going to get your weird, it's the internet, man. You're going to get your weirdos, right? So, but then you're going to get the people that are just, dude, they're like, yeah, I filled that out. Yeah, this is how much I can afford. Yeah, here's my budget. Yeah, I want this much coverage.
Right. See, that's the best part. Hey, so I want to dive into Sam, and we'll keep going around in circles because I don't know, I have ADD. Sam, you kind of started this whole thing for all of us, right? Because I think you were like the guinea pig. It kind of felt, and we were like, not just Matt and I, but we were like, is Sam really serious about these internet leads? He was like, bought 80, book 25, and we were like, what? Sam, can you kind of share your experience, your numbers, and how all that's kind of worked too?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen, for having me on. Yeah, dude. So these came out like, a couple weeks, maybe about a couple months ago. And I had an agent on my team run them a little bit and they didn't kill it, but I was like, oh, okay. And then, I always like trying new stuff. It gets me excited to try something new because it kind of mixes it up and it makes me nervous again. And when I get nervous and I start dialing the phone, it's like I go to work. You know what I mean? So I started off with a small lead batch. My first week running them, I bought maybe like 30 and it was $270 some odd dollars. And I had 20 pickups and I booked 10. And
wait. Say that again. How many people answered out of the 30 leads you got?
I had 20 people pick up the phone and I talked to 20 out of the first 30. And that is dude, I thought I was having I thought I was like freaking out, dude. I was freaking out because that's never happened.
Right.
I've never had that many internet leads pick up.
Wow. That's cool. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just like, wait a second. Did he just say he 60% answered and he set 33% of them? I'm like, that's unheard of.
Yes. Yeah. Freaked me out. Like I didn't want to tell anybody because I thought I thought they would think I was lying, But dude, out of those, so I booked 10 appointments, and I sat with 8 and the lead cost was $270 and I sold 2 for 2,500 AP.
Right.
So kind of similar to Matt's results, it was 10x on the initial lead investment. Is that going to be standard for everybody? No, but that was my experience.
And see, the cool part is, I've always said my goal was for every dollar I spent, if I made 4 to 5 back, I was good. And like, the more I keep hearing you guys talk, because I know Jordan's numbers too. And I'm like, did they really just tell me they 10x their dollar like on their initial batch? Like, I was like, let's just say you $2 extra. That's a win. Right. But Sam, you and Matt, y'all run in competitive markets, right? Because I lived both places, and like in San Bernardino, you can't get no mortgage protection leads, let alone final expense or whatever else. Y'all talk about getting Facebook leads. We're in November. Y'all know election season's coming up, which is why most people's Facebook ad accounts are going to get shut down. Facebook leads are going to go through the roof because they're going to pull you all to the side to run the ad campaigns for whoever's running for office. Right. And so like, I didn't want my lead bill to be fluctuating based on that. And so like with these internet leads, especially at this current time right now, like Sam, I mean, that's your first batch. What have you bought since? What have you written since?
Yeah. I mean, so it stayed pretty consistent for a while. My most recent week was this past weekend. I bought 100 and I think my lead cost was about $930. And Out of the 100 internet leads, I made about 430 some odd phone calls, and I kept track of it. I had 48 pickups. I booked 15 appointments.
Say that again. 48 pickups out of 100 leads.
Out of 100, 48 pickups.
Wow. How many did you set?
I set 15.
Nice. So a third still.
Mm-hmm. And then I sat 8 families, and I wrote 5 for 5,700 AP.
Scam. I'm just kidding. Hey, so talk about, the other thing, and I want y'all to understand this, like, and this, a veteran agent understands this, but there's a lot of brand new agents on the call, this is where we're able to teach you how to take some of these, people and, get premium out of it. Sam, one of my biggest premium that I ever sold in my entire insurance career came from an internet lead. And the appointment sounded like this. I walked into the guy's house and I was like, hey, you filled out a form for life insurance, right? He was like, yeah, dude, that's why you're here, right? Because they already knew what they needed. And so I asked him what he wanted. And that was the biggest policy I've ever written in my life. Like, that was equivalent to protecting 15 families in one home on one policy. And it paid out, right? And so I say that because, like, internet leads, you get a blend of anything. You can literally have the mansion, or you can be in section 8. You really don't know, because you don't know who's on the internet. That's why it's also fun, because running final expense, I'm in section 8 like every day, right? Running mortgage protection, I'm like in the middle Americans. I don't ever have the high-end clients. Literally with internet leads, you can get everything. Like, you talk to Brandon Kitchings, he's written like 5 infinite banking policies on a freaking internet lead for like $250,000 a pop, right? So I say that, Sam, because one of the things that you've done this past weekend that was really, really cool, because I remember asking this, and Jordan asked me this too, was taking a $9 internet lead and turning it into a mortgage protection lead. Because here's the thing, you can't get mortgage protection leads where you live. And even if you did, they're 70, 80, 90 bucks a pop. So like taking a $9 lead and converting it into a mortgage protection lead and getting mortgage protection premium. Can you kind of share that with us?
Yeah, Steven. So I sat with a lady. It was funny what you said about section 8 and like $1 million mansions. With internet leads, you could do that in the same day. You could start in section 8 and then end in the $1 million mansion house.
That's bad.
But yeah, so I sat with my client Shirley on Saturday, and Shirley was 72 years old, and she sent an internet lead. And most of the times I always kind of assume a client that age and an internet lead is mostly looking for final expense, like burial, cremation, or leaving a legacy behind. And so one of the things I set up in the beginning before I get into the financial inventory is I try to establish the why. And I usually ask, hey, Shirley, most people usually send in these requests for one of those 3 things. What was the most important to you? And Shirley just told me straight up, she's like, well, actually, I've lived here a couple of years. I have a mortgage, and I want to make sure my nephew can live in the house if something happens to me. And so instead of just doing final expense or legacy, I focused on directing it towards monthly mortgage payments.
Right.
To where if something happens to Shirley, her son could have a year or 2 years to live inside the house.
See, that's the cool part is, brand new agents get stuck on that all the time too. Hey, I'm in a mortgage protection appointment. Am I offering, final expense? I'm like, dude, it's life insurance. We sell life insurance. The angle that we use is mortgage protection or final expense, right? And that's the other cool part, Sam, is like when you get internet leads, you don't have to like get really tricky or fancy. Like, I'm not calling from the mortgage protection office or the senior benefit center. I'm getting back to you because you send in a life insurance form. It's really that easy, right? So, Sam, I appreciate you, man. Hey, Jordan, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, dude. Hey, so just to let y'all know, like, Jordan's like one of my favorite agents to work with in the company because he's so damn coachable. But not only that, like, he just works and like Jordan will ask me a question and answer it before I even get a chance to respond. Like, he'll be like, hey, I think I need to blend some leads. But you know what? Like, these internet leads are working really well right now. So I think probably just, invest some more in that. I'm like, awesome. Jordan, you recently, hopped on this internet campaign too, the real-time campaigns. You live in a small rural area. right? So you're not
Mhm.
like Sam and Matt, where y'all live in a, massive metropolitan. You live in a small rural area. Share with us your experience, because here's the thing. Matt protects 400 or 500 families a year. Sam protects 20, 30 families a month. You're brand new, right? And you had a really good week, but like, share with us, like, what's your experience with those leads?
So like you said, I'm pretty new here. So I'm pretty much trying to find like my lead flow. So I'm kind of purchasing a little bit of everything. I kind of seeing what works. So I didn't get like 30 right off the bat. They didn't come in as fast because I'm in a rural area. So in about a week, I got maybe like 7, one a day throughout the week. Out of those 7, I contacted like 4. 4 of
Wow.
them answered. 3 of them were interested, and I ended up selling 2 for like 1,500 AP. So
See,
they're not coming in as fast, but the people that want this, they're like, oh yeah, I'll fill this form out for that. So and that's all I pretty much need at this point,
because that's the
starting
cool
out.
part is number one, you just said it. They know what they filled out. Booking appointments on
Mhm.
those versus age leads, I'm assuming Jordan's a little bit easier.
Right.
There's not
Don't got to
enough
convince
pushback
anybody.
yet.
Exactly.
But
So
yeah, on your first batch of 30, I think in the first week or two, like 12 came in, right?
yeah, like about 10 or 12 first week, like about 2 every other day, 1 a day. I'm still kind of working through it. So I'm about to go to other counties and put some boost up my ad spend and work more on that. But I got about 12 my first week. I got in contact with about 7, sat with 4, and then closed. Out of the 4, 2 of them got it. So still off of $9 leads, I make like 15, somewhere close to that.
That's so awesome, man. And so like you look at that ad
Mhm.
spend, what is it, $270, 1,500
Yeah,
AP,
yeah.
which is 1 to 5. That's the ratio we keep talking about, right? So I love
Mhm.
that, man. Hey, Jordan, can you kind of share with us? Because I'm going to go through Matt and Sam's phone script too. But once again, there's a
Okay.
lot of brand new agents on this call. And so they want to go, what does another brand new agent like myself sound like on the phone? So can you role play with me? Like, let's say you got the lead right now. It came in. Like, what's your process? What are you doing? And I'm the client. Like, call me.
Yeah, I pretty much keep it simple. So ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, Steven.
Yep.
Hey, Steven, this is Jordan. I'm getting back to you about that form you filled online about the life insurance where you put your date of birth as 9/17/1990. Is that
Yep.
correct?
That's actually pretty close,
That's the
but
right,
yeah.
Steven? Perfect. That's exactly why I'm calling, man. Once again, my name's Jordan. I'm the local underwriter that's been assigned to show you what you can qualify for, kind of go over your options, see if you can get approved. Whole process takes about 10, 15 minutes, really simple. I got to ask you a couple qualifying questions and verify pretty much that you actually are who you say you are. You're not like 600 pounds or strapped to a bed. That's not you, is it, Steven?
No, it's not.
Okay, perfect. Now, when you filled this out, were you looking for yourself or something for your wife or
Both my
a
wife and I,
spouse or
yeah,
anything?
we're looking for some.
Okay, okay, perfect. Now, with you and your wife, are you currently working full time or retired? What's that look like for you guys?
So I work full time. She's a stay-at-home mom.
Okay, perfect. So they got me kind of out in your area, sitting with about 10, 15 families over the next couple days. Are you more free mornings, evenings, afternoons? What's your guys' schedule?
The evenings probably work better. I get off at about 5, so I'll be home at like 5:15, 5:30 or so.
Okay. Is that usually a good time that you and your spouse is around or?
Yeah, my wife's at home most of the time, so we'll probably be around there.
Okay, perfect. 5:15. Yeah, I don't got a 5:15. I got a 5:45 or 6:15. I can kind of squeeze you in. Which one do you want?
6:15 works.
Okay, perfect. Hey, grab a pen and paper so you kind of can write down this information. Save the appointment so I don't randomly show up and you're like, "What's going on?" Let me know when you're ready. I'll wait.
I'm ready.
All right, perfect. Hey, Steven, my name's Jordan, Jordan. And we got our appointment again set for what time we said 6:15, right?
Yeah, 6:15.
Okay, 6:15. Yeah, go ahead and pencil that in. I'm going to leave you with a confirmation code. It's FFL 1122. So that way, when I come, I can go over that and confirm the appointment. Now, give me about 10, 15 minutes of leeway time because with traffic and everything. But I'll try and get there as soon as I can to help you guys out. Looking forward to help you guys out, man. See you tomorrow at 6:15. All right.
Appreciate you, Jordan.
No
Yo,
problem.
Matt, that was solid.
Listen, man, you can end the call now.
I was like, that ain't no brand new agent phone script. That was good.
Jordan, did you read that, or did you have that memorized?
For me, I'm not a script guy. Like I first couple months trying to doing it, I was like script, and that wasn't working for me, man. As long as I get like the structure down, hey, why am I calling? Make sure I verify, clear the schedule. Because you know what? The families don't know it's a script. You know what I mean? Don't overthink it. If you do say something or stumble, just keep it moving. They don't really know. And I try and keep it like human as possible. That's what kind of helped me out from beginning and over the next couple weeks. I'm like, man, I got to just talk to these people, find out when they're home, see if they want it for sure. That's what helped. Hey, what
Right.
makes you fill this out? As long as I get that, you know, it's pretty much just setting the table from there on. So
That's a wrap.
That's so good. Hey, Matt, I wanted to ask you because you do a little bit of both, right? The hybrid sales, the virtual and the face-to-face. Have you ran any of these over the phone?
Yeah. So, okay. So here's the only difference between me and Jordan is going to be this. So right when you say, hey, this is like take about 10, 15. So I'll go, hey, Steven, this is Matt. I'm calling you about that form you filled out online looking for the state regulated life insurance programs here in Nevada. I'm just a local underwriter assigned to get the information to you. You got about 10, 15 minutes and we'll just knock this out right now.
Ooh, like that. Yeah.
So that's the only difference, dude. So if they now you got to be smart about this, because I feel like a lot of people where they struggle with telesales and all that kind of stuff is if you're trying to sell somebody who's driving, or if you're trying to sell somebody who doesn't have the spouse there and they need to have permission from the wife, which y'all know they do. Okay. So because let's be real about it, not be fake about it. So if you're going to sell somebody, make sure both spouses, make sure they're both there, and make sure they're not in the middle of work. They're not driving somewhere. You can always call them back or schedule an appointment. So what I'll do is I'll go, hey, are you, Steven, what's your normal work schedule? Are you 8 to 5? Are you 6 to 3? What is it?
5.
8 to 5. Okay. I'm assuming, are you at work right now?
I am.
Okay. I'm assuming you don't want to discuss this at work, correct?
That's so good.
Okay. Yes. And then also I'm assuming that you want your wife to be involved because she's going to be your beneficiary, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. So why don't we do this? Since I am local, why don't I just come by and we'll help you guys at the same time, and that way I can explain the program to your wife as well. Sound fair?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so you're off at 5 o'clock, right? Is that what you said?
Yep.
And then like 30, 45 minutes to get home. Is that about right?
Yep.
Okay, so why don't I can either do tonight, so I can do tonight, say about 6:45, or I can do tomorrow, say about 6:30. Which one would you prefer, Steven?
Tomorrow sounds better.
Tomorrow at 6:30? Okay, now listen, man. So I'm the state local underwriter here in Vegas, which means I have to help 10, 15 families every single day. So are you going to be there at 6:30 tomorrow, or are you not? Because if not, I'll put somebody else in that time slot. So will that work for you tomorrow?
It works perfectly fine. I'm smiling because that's so freaking good. I wish I could send you.
Take out a pen, and I want you to write down my name. It's Matt, M-A-T-T. Last name Goodrich, like the tires. And I will be there tomorrow at 6:30. Do you have a gate code?
I do not.
Okay, good. I drive a white Toyota Camry, and I will be there on time. I'm kind of an on-time freak, just so you know. Okay, so I will be there on time. Now, that being said, sometimes traffic and all that kind of stuff. So just give me like a 10, 15-minute leeway, but I will be there at 6:30. Okay, Steven, so I look forward to helping you and your wife tomorrow at 6:30, okay?
Sounds like a plan. Appreciate you, Matt. That's a 10-year vet. I'm not that good either. Don't worry, guys. Some of y'all are like, wait, can you repeat that? This will be on YouTube. You can literally hear him say it again. What about you, Sam? How are you calling the leads?
Dude, well, so my script's very similar to kind of what Jordan and Matt threw down, but the only thing I do, because I live in a metropolitan area and the freeways are crazy, so I try to book every hour on the hour to account for no-shows and stuff. But what I'll ask the client is I'll say, hey, Mary, they got me seeing a ton of families the next couple of days. I got you down for 2, but if you can give me an hour window between 2 and 3 in case I hit any traffic, you know how crazy the 15 is, right? They'll agree and they'll do that. And then I'll just have them write down the appointment. And then another thing I do to tie it down is I'll say, hey, Mary, I'm blonde with a big forehead. So if you see forehead through the peephole, don't get scared. It's not an alien. It's just me. And they laugh.
Good.
And I'll go to the appointment and they'll either say, oh, that sucks for you, that's huge. Or they'll say, oh, it's not a big forehead, you're good.
I love it. See, that's good. You make them remember things, right? Like I remember when I was, when I was living in Southern California and Andrew Taylor would make phone calls. He's like, I'm 6'3", I look like Brad Pitt. So, when I get to the door, put the shotguns away. And I'm like, bro, you don't look like Brad Pitt. He was like, I know. I'm like, so why do you say that? And he was like, because every time when I get to the door, they go, you don't look like Brad Pitt. And I go, I know. And he just walks right into the door. And it's like such a simple conversation starter. You know what I mean? I remember this is a true story, by the way, like my first lead that I ever sold, Andrew gave me the appointment. Matter of fact, it was an internet lead. And Andrew was like, hey, so I can't make it down the hill to come see you today because, I have stuff going on. But there's a guy in my office. He looks like Jeremy Lin. He'll be there at like 6:30. And I was like, are you kidding me? Did he just really say that? But that's how you book appointments and make it light for your clients, especially those of you that are face-to-face, right? So I love that. But Sam, anything else, man, regarding, these leads that you think agents need to know about?
Just being super assumptive with the in-home, I feel like helps a lot. One of the things I struggled with as a new agent is I did a lot of asking permission. Whereas one thing I changed with my in-home that I feel like has helped my close rate a lot is just explaining the process and explaining the financial inventory part. Hey, I'm going to ask you some health questions. And then once we find something that fits your needs and budget, we're going to submit a request for coverage to one of the carriers. And if they give us a yay or nay, they'll give you 30 days to increase it, decrease it, or replace the policy. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So right there is kind of like a trial close for me that I've noticed, like moving from the quotes to the application has made it a lot easier.
That is so solid. See, one of the things that when I was struggling in the beginning, I had no structure in my appointments, right? Like you just go in and we'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? But kind of like what you said, like setting the table, especially as a brand new agent, you got to go, hey, Mary, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you questions regarding your health and finance. We'll submit an application to the insurance company. They're going to ask you for name, social, date of birth, banking. This is what we're going to do today. And we're going to send it off, right? You'd be surprised how many people are like, okay. When I was brand new, no, because I was stupid. So I would just be like, all right, go through the whole thing and be like, give me your bank account. And they're like, why? But I never asked in the beginning. I never trial closed. I never set the table. I never asked them to. You know what I mean? And so I love that, dude. What about you, Jordan? Anything that you think brand new agents should probably need to know about these internet leads? And if they're on the fence about getting them, why should they?
Yeah, I mean, lead flow is the business. Like you said, constant lead flow. We're in this to be a business. You have to have some type of consistency in leads coming in. No matter, internets or whatever. But the fact that they're real-time leads, people are actually filling this stuff out. They need it. And, they come in such a high rate, depending on where you're at. And even if they don't come at a high rate, it still gives you a high opportunity. If you're a newer agent like myself, to still go in there and, go protect the family just off the sheer fact that they're interested in it. So
I love it. What about you, Matt?
So, okay. I guess the biggest thing that maybe will help a new agent. Okay. So, because that's where I always try to take this back to is because I always pretend like I'm a new agent, like I'm learning things right now, and I can't wait to rewatch this. Okay. So something that always helped is when you are a brand new agent and you're struggling with closing, the assumption obviously always works, but also you got to learn to get past the questions that don't go to the deep stuff. Okay, so you have to learn to get a little uncomfortable with asking people why they really want life insurance. Okay, if you always stay at the top and never go actually find out why, and you always ask those basic questions, and you always say comments like, "Oh, does your son go to college?" or "What's your favorite sports team?" and "What's the weather like?" and "What are you doing this?" You'll never make sales. You just won't. You'll get the laydowns like everybody else, the 2 out of 10. But if you really want to get to where you're closing 4 or 5 or 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, then you have to learn to get to below the surface and actually ask deep questions. So where new agents struggle is they can't figure out the why. So I'm going to give you a way where you can ask that, and then hopefully this will help you, because if you can do that, then you'll see a lot more success. Okay. So, and you can take this to mortgage protection, final expense, life insurance. The reason I love life insurance leads is because there's no tricks. This is life insurance and they're looking for life insurance. So it's easy. So instead of asking somebody this question, because this is what a lot of people will do, and this is what, and you get the, and Stephen knows exactly this response you're going to get if I do this. Stephen, why'd you fill out the form?
I wanted a quote.
Bingo. That is the number one response you get when you ask, why did you fill out the form? Instead of that, go, hey, Stephen, so my clients fill this form out for multiple reasons. Yep. So list the ones that are most important to you. So one, they're looking for mortgage protection because they want the house to be paid off for their kids. Two, they're looking for income replacement in case you pass away, you want your wife to be able to survive a little bit. Three, they're looking to take care of their burial coverages. Or four, they want to leave a legacy behind. Which one is most important to you?
So good.
Okay. So now he'll say one, Stephen, say which one?
Mortgage protection.
Mortgage protection. Okay. So you want to make sure the house is paid off for who?
For my wife and kids.
Okay. So you want to make sure, I'm just making sure. So you want to make sure in case you pass away tomorrow, the house is paid off for your wife. What's your wife's name?
Janelle.
Janelle. Okay. So you want to make sure the house is paid off for Janelle. The minute I get the name of the beneficiary, that's their name. They are not your spouse. They are not your wife. They are not your beneficiary. That is Janelle. So you want to make sure when you pass away, Janelle, she has this home free and clear. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm assuming because you want that, she can't afford the house without you right now. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So just to clarify, that way I can start doing my job for you. So when you pass away, the house is going to be paid off for Janelle and the kids. That way she can afford to stay here without you. God forbid something happens.
Right.
Okay. So that's your why. Just needed to make sure. That's how you get to the why. So it's also like, hey, I'm just looking for burial coverage. Burial coverage. Okay, great. Who's going to be in charge when you pass away?
Daughter.
You get the name, right? So let's say it's Stephanie. So, okay, so now Stephanie is going to be in charge. Does Stephanie know that she's going to be in charge?
That's good.
Because when they say, well, I'm going to let them know, and then you can go, okay, well, do you already have the money set aside for Stephanie to use to pay for all this? And they're going to say, no. And then you're going to go, well, does Stephanie have the money set aside for you to be able to pay for all this? And then they're going to say, no. Okay, that's why I'm here. So I'm here to make sure that when you pass away, Stephanie does not have to do a car wash or sit on the street and hold a sign that says you passed away and we need help. We need money to help bury you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
See, when you say stuff like that, that's the why. And that gets below the surface questions and that helps you close. So if you're not getting below surface questions, you're not closing.
And see, like, man, that was so good, man. That's why Matt's a Hall of Fame producer. But like, I want to, I learned this early on, ask better questions, get better answers. And so like, if you like in that same scenario, like, let's just talk about, leaving it behind for your kids, right? I'd be like, all right, cool. Is Jules close by? Does she live in the same state with you or is she out of state? Okay. Is she married? Does she have her own kids? Why? Because the reason why I'm asking is if you passed away, she has to leave her family, or she might need to fly the entire family to come here. Or is she local to you, right? If it's mortgage protection, hey, does she want to live in your house or do they want to sell the house? Do they have their own house? Could they take their mortgage payment and your mortgage payment at the same time? You ask better questions, you get better answers. And especially if you ask leading questions that you already know the answers to and let them hear themselves answer it, you make the sale. So, I mean, Matt, I love that because you just took an internet lead and turned it into a mortgage protection final expense term lead. Like that's the beauty of what we do.
Look, man, I'm telling y'all, these leads, I think they're a game changer for you. You got it. You have to get great at I think there's only like really three things we have to get great at in this business, Stephen, and you correct me if you think otherwise, but I think there's only three. Number one is lead flow. You have to be able to master your lead flow because lead flow equals cash flow. right? Number two, you got to master your phone script. If you can't book an appointment, none of this matters. So where a lot of people, they want to spend time on products and presentations. And I'm like, man, if you can't book an appointment, you ain't going to present in front of anybody anyway, right?
100%.
And number three is the presentation. Like if you can master those simple three things, you'll be crazy successful here. And the best part about these internet leads is you can do local. So like I'm selling a lot on the phone now, which is fun, don't get me wrong, but I also like to see people in person. But I've done 10 years of in-person face-to-face sales. So yes, I can sell somebody over the phone because I know their tendencies, because I've been doing this for so long. However, if you're new, right, like Jordan, I'd be like, dude, keep seeing people face-to-face, man. Get 60, 70% close ratio, increase your lead flow, find different counties, go see people, go have fun, right? And protect them. And then start adding it into your repertoire. Did I say that right? Repertoire. I can't say that word. So add it into your flow. And then, but it's an add-on. It's not a subtraction.
I love it.
It's not a replacement.
I love it. And here's the cool part, man. Like, I'm not telling you guys to do this, but like Jordan asked me this past weekend, right? And he was like, hey, I think I need to, start adding some new lead plans and this, that, and the other. And he was like, I think I need mortgage. And I'm like, no, that's actually the worst thing you can do because, and Jordan doesn't know this because he's a brand new agent, but every brand new agent thinks this, Matt, is they don't understand the concept of mortgage. They see the premium of mortgage. They go, oh, mortgage, $2,000, $3,000 sales at a time. But you don't understand that mortgage mailer is 70, 80, 90 bucks a pop. And there's 15 of them going to your client at once. So what your clients usually do is fill out 5, 6, 7 of them. And it doesn't go to you. One goes to you, one goes to Matt, one goes to Sam. Guess what? Now you got to get good. Because if you can't get in and close, you just wasted a lot of money. Right. And so that's why I'm saying, no, the internet leads, they're cheap. Make up in numbers what you lack in skill. You can get a lot of them. Right. So think about this. In $1,000 worth of ad spend for mortgage protection, I get 12 leads. $1,000 ad spend for internet leads, like the real-time ones, I get like 110. Like, I think my chances are a lot higher with that one, especially if y'all keep telling me that friggin' half the clients answer the phone. Oh my gosh.
And you're getting the lead the same day they fill it out. Mortgage protection, you're not getting it the same day they filled it out.
2 to 3 weeks delay usually. Yeah. So
yeah, the leads come in pretty quick for sure.
It's pretty cool because you can probably like call someone after they just filled it out and they're like, dude, I just press submit. Right. So, hey, so we have a few questions. By the way, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat box. Feel free to drop it in the Q&As. I will actually log into my CRM to show you how to buy these. But I know that you guys have questions. One of the first questions is, you get these weekly, correct? Can you pause them if you have to, Sam?
Yes.
Yes to both answers?
So you get them weekly and you can have multiple campaigns running at the same time. So, if you need to deactivate it, you can. But once they put a hold on your account for the amount of leads you order at first, and then they bill you on Sunday, every Sunday.
Love it.
So if you put it in, you're going to get those leads, and then you can deactivate it the following week if you need to.
Love it. Another good question. What's the difference between the instant internet lead and the real-time leads?
Do you want me to answer that one?
Go ahead, Matt.
So instant internet leads can be held over. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a real-time lead is they literally filled out the form that minute and hit submit. That's the biggest difference. And this internet lead can be up to 2 weeks old.
And it goes to you.
And it goes directly to me. Not only does it go to me, you get an email notifying you that you just got the lead. So that way you can call them. Also this is not going to work for Jordan because he's not getting the amount of leads that I can get right in his area. But what I do, because I get all my leads the next day. So I get billed Sunday and my leads are there Monday. Okay. For Monday dials. So like if you want leads to come in on Thursday, let's say you're part-time and you want your leads to come in on Thursday and you're in a major area, you can pause your campaign and reactivate it on Wednesday and you'll get them all Wednesday. Just so you know, that's how fast they come in.
Yeah. And instants get dropped into the CRM for the whole company to buy, right? The real-time campaigns are just for you. It's individualized, right? Like, and I'll show you guys when I literally log into the CRM, You can pick the entire state. You can pick the county. You can go, how many do I want? Is there a daily limit? It's pretty neat. It's a game changer for sure. So great question.
Hey, Steven.
Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, yeah, me being new, definitely the instance, like you said, everybody gets those. So you're gonna run into, oh my gosh, another person calling me. With real times, it's like not that objection kind of goes away. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I'm glad he
Because
said.
it's for you. Yeah, it's one less
Glad he
objection
said
I got to worry
I love
about.
it. So yeah, Rose just asked that question. Is it exclusive to you? Yeah, it's literally exclusive to you. And so like just a rule of thumb, this is for anybody that works the leads that we have at FFL. After you sell the lead, send it to the lead department so they can suppress the lead. Even if they don't ask you to, I would do it just to take it out. Question for you, Sam. Do they charge you an initial deposit? Do they charge you as they come in? I think Matt already asked, but.
Yeah, so it's they place a hold on your account and then you get billed on the Sundays.
Got it. And then the second question was, how do the leads come in?
Email and then directly into your CRM.
Love it. All right. If you're getting them in the middle of the night, does that mean possibly there are an overflow of leads in your area that you selected?
I don't know. I don't really get in the middle of the night. They cut off. So I've noticed a cutoff time frame for me. So I usually get them now. I'll get them late at night, but that just means look, most people are searching the internet at night, y'all.
That's exactly what I was going to say is
so like if you're getting
at night, that's because they're in bed. Life insurance.
What do you shoot them a text? Like, hey, sorry it's so late, but I just noticed that you were just online looking for life insurance. I'm your local rep designed to help you. What's your schedule like tomorrow?
Simple. That's why he's a Hall of Fame producer, guys. All right. Question from Benny. Is there a difference in cost from getting leads county versus statewide? The answer is no, right? It's $9 a pop no matter what. Yeah, it's great, dude. That's the reason why I like him, Benny, because, you know, with Facebook leads, statewide is always cheaper than county. Tough part is a lot of people that want to run county can't because, you know, they can't get the flow there. With these, you can. Go ahead, Matt.
So listen, a lot of people buy these Facebook internet leads. It's just internet leads, just so you all know. So, but they buy these Facebook leads for 25 or 30 bucks a pop. I'm telling y'all, you get 3 or 4 leads for the price of one final expense Facebook internet lead, of which they're filling out multiple. If you've ever bought Facebook leads before, you know that you've talked to the same person multiple times. Because I know I have seen the same person fill out the same form multiple times, and I've told them to stop it, and they still do it anyway. So that I'm telling y'all, just try these things. They're great.
I love it. So, okay. Are you getting more correct addresses with these as opposed to the aged internet leads?
Yes.
Yes.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Information is accurate.
Yeah, yeah, and definitely. And I'm a new agent, so you know what I mean. And I realize it.
Yeah. And the other part is, you know, like I said, this is the concept behind it, right? Like right now, when it comes to the internet leads in the CRM, if I'm the lead vendor, I just got to go, let's get leads in the whole United States and just dump them in FFL CRM and whoever's there will buy it. Well, that's expensive for me because if I generate leads in an area that nobody's going to buy them in, I just wasted money. But if Matt goes, I want 30 leads in Nevada, I'm like, done. I can focus on getting him his 30 leads in Nevada. It's very inexpensive for me and him because I don't have to go search the entire United States. And he already told me how many he needed. Oh, you need 30? I'll get you 30. That's the reason why the information on these are a lot better. And it's pretty crazy how good they are at targeting because they can literally get it to the T. So I'm going to pull up the FFL CRM just so y'all can see how to do it, right? This is familyfirstlife.com. I hope that most of y'all know how to use this. Click agents, log in here. Okay, this is your username and password to gateway. So for those of you that went through HCMS, this is the same thing. You click login, right? After you click login, there's these tabs on the left. Click ILC. It's going to kick you into another page. Okay, some of this should be auto-filled. If it's not, I exit out and go back in again. That's my trick. I don't know. All right. Right here, they have their own tab, real-time campaigns. You click this, okay, and you click new campaign. So for me, campaign name is Stephen Yee, LA. I'm just going to make it up. Okay. Click data, life, because those are the only options. Real-time leads, $9 assigned to me. I click next. Let's say I still live in California. I don't. I absolutely hate it there. Just me personally. I click Los Angeles. I click add new. So right here, as you can see, it says California and Los Angeles. If I wanted to add more counties or more states, I can. What does it say right here? Maximum 300 counties. Dang, that's a lot. Sheesh.
So many leads.
I know. Apparently you can do it by zip code too, which is cool. Configure the leads. So you can go, hey, I want 30. That's a good number. I always tell people 30. But you can go up to, it can't be more than 100. Okay. If you wanted to add a cap, hey, I can't get more than 5 a day. You can click that. I think that's foolish. You should get them all as quick as you can. Find on ads campaign. This is what it looks like. And then you have your billing information and you click launch. Guys, this is really simple. You know what I mean? So for me, once again, if I'm a brand new agent, I'm getting my butt in the field right now to go sell insurance. Yes, there's final expense of mortgage where I'm going to get premium from, but the internet leads like these ones, I'm not talking about the other ones. I'm talking about these ones. Dude, you heard the people say half of them answered. If a third of them answered, I'd be thrilled. But half or 2/3 of them.
Stephen, I'm telling you, so like, I know that because we grew up kind of with the mortgage protection of the big premiums, but a lot of my big premiums come off the internet leads because it's life insurance. And so people know it's life insurance. And so now I've upped my lead flow. So I get 50 a week, okay, of the real-time campaign leads, because I'm noticing a 20% book ratio. Well, that means my cost per appointment is only $50 an appointment. Like, you can't beat that cost per appointment.
Because a mortgage protection lead is 70, 80, $90, and you're going to call 4 to 5 leads to book one appointment.
Right. So, I mean, take advantage of the situation. But I would say the biggest, make sure you set yourself up correctly. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like what Jordan was saying, you got to have lead flow. So 30 leads, I don't know if I'd recommend. 50 leads, I would recommend, because you're gonna get a good ratio. Let's put it that way.
Right. I love that. Yeah. Anybody else got anything before we wrap this up? Sam, Jordan, Matt?
Just word to all the new people, you know what I mean? It's a process. Learning curve is real, but just keep pushing, keep learning, keep trying to do better. And numbers will work themselves out. So don't really think too much about it. Plug into the system, work hard, get better, make it work for you. So that's pretty much what I got to say to people in my position. So
love it, Jordan. Love the shirt, by the way. Sam, any closing remarks?
One thing is I used to sell a lot to, my Section 8 clients. I used to sell lower premiums. And one thing that did help me was I write a lot of Miracle and Prosperity. I love both of those carriers. But one thing that I did is I switched my minimum to be about $50 a month per policy, because truthfully, they do need that much coverage. And worst case scenario, if they can't afford at least $50 a month, it's a lot easier to back down rather than start off with 30 and what have you. So honestly, that just helped me become more profitable, is showing a minimum of $50, because that's 600 AP. And that's usually, I've been averaging between $50 to $150, $200 a month off of these.
Love it, man. What about you, Matt?
I'm kind of with Jordan on this one. So here's what I would say is especially for the new folk, because this is where we were like, even the veterans, man, give yourself some time to learn how to work these leads. Okay. I'm not telling you you're going to see your results immediately, because you have to learn how to make the phone calls. You got to learn the phone scripts, and you got to learn the sales, but give yourself time to fail and just move quicker.
Yeah.
So don't quit, just move faster, fail faster, a lot faster, do everything faster. And Stephen kind of made this comment earlier. If you really want to scare yourself into working, buy a ton of leads. Man, that is, when I feel lazy, I drop some coin on leads and it kicks me right back up. I'm telling y'all, I'm just got something going on up there, but it works every time for me.
It's a healthy pressure though, right? Like, I don't know, Matt, I'll ask you this question, and Jordan, this is good for you too. Like, I remember one time I was doing a new agent call, and I had a veteran, like he had a really big size business, and he was on the call with us, and he had a brand new agent on the call, and the brand new agent was like, I only got $2,000, right? And he was like, I can either put 500 in, and that's that, right? No, I know, Matt, you're shaking your head. So this is what the guy said. This is what the manager said. He goes, what's more riskier? Buying $500 worth of leads or 200? Like spending $500 on leads or spending the 2,000. And what you guys are hearing is going, oh, buying the 2,000 is riskier because if I don't sell, I just lost $2,000. When in actuality, that's not the case. Because if you buy 2,000, you can mess up all you want, still make your sales.
Dude, he's going to help 10 families doing that.
Easily.
Easy. It's 20%, man. Lead cost is 20%.
And that's the reason why, you know, when he said that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually really good. He was like, the lower the number is what everybody wants to think, but that's the highest amount of risk. Because I look at it this way. Let's say you had $500 worth of leads and, you know, you're buying leads for 15, 20 bucks and you call a person, they hang up on you. I'm like, you just set a $20 bill on fire. You'll get real sick of doing that quickly. You know what I mean? And you get this pressure of like, oh my gosh, I only got 17 leads left to go. You know what I mean? It's the story that I tell about Brandon Kitchens all the time when he was brand new. He was like, I was like, buy 40. He's like, no, I'm just going to buy 20. And he donutted on the 20. And then when he called me back and was like, hey, I donutted. I'm like, I know. He's like, what should I do now? I was like, go buy 40. He goes, dude, I just bought 20. You're telling me to go buy 40 after 20 didn't work? I'm like, yeah, because if you would have bought 40 the first time, you would have done just fine, right? He bought 40, protected 6, 7 families. And like, I don't know, it's just the way it works. You rather have too many and be obligated to work than want to work and not have enough leads, right? Like that's where Jordan's at right now. He wants to work, but they're not coming in quick enough. You rather have too many leads and be forced to get in the field, forced to pound the phone, forced to book 30 appointments, because then you go make your money back. So I appreciate you guys, Matt, Sam, Jordan. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. If any of you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or us on this call. We'll be more than glad to help you guys. But like I said, guys, real-time internet campaign leads have been a phenomenal thing for us. So appreciate you guys. See you guys at the top. Have a great day.
Thanks, Stephen.